President Trump is getting ready to meet with Colombian President Gustavo Petro in Washington soon. The two leaders spoke over the phone for about an hour yesterday about the growing border tensions after the arrest of Nicolás Maduro. This comes after the U.S. military seized a Russian-flagged Venezuelan oil tanker. CBS News national correspondent Lilia Luciano is joining us live from Venezuela, the border in Bogotá, Colombia. Lilia, President Trump has been threatening the president of Colombia. The administration has made threatening comments around Mexico and Cuba. But you sat down with President Petro exclusively when this war of words was escalating. So tell me what he told you, and what are you learning about that phone call that he had with the president of the United States?
Well, Vlad, this has been a fascinating development overnight. We are in Bogotá, actually. We left the border because yesterday President Petro called for his supporters to show their support for him and for sovereignty. He told the New York Times that he that he might go to sleep with the sword of Simón Bolívar, who freed Colombia and multiple countries in Latin America. You know, he's making a reference to Trump's threats that he might come after him after, of course, what happened on Saturday morning with Maduro. So there seemed to be a real concern from Petro that Trump might be serious in these threats. I assume that he said it jokingly to the New York Times. I'm sure now he'll say that he wasn't that intimidated. But basically, when I sat with Petro back in October, he told me, look, all of these threats and all of these insults, including calling him a lunatic and an illegal drug dealer that Trump had been throwing at Petro told me, I don't believe the translations. I'd invite him to come here and for us to have a talk. So it's been a long time that Petro has been saying that he wanted to speak directly to Trump, with a caveat, of course, of a translator. But the war on words continued to escalate, including this week. President Trump said that Petro was not going to be there much longer. And as I've told you before, and I've been mentioning, it's unclear whether Trump meant a direct threat. We're going to take you out like we took out Maduro, or he's not going to be there much longer because he's just months away from the end of his term and he's not running again. But what was striking is they have been calling each other names. Petro lost his visa to the United States. The Trump administration took away his visa to enter the U.S. after Petro, in a demonstration that he held outside the United Nations, called on U.S. troops to not follow the commands of their president. And then he was also personally sanctioned by the United States. So this is a very sharp shift from the kinds of rhetoric that was coming from both sides. But it is the first time that they speak directly. And that is something that Petro has been stressing consistently.
Luciano reporting from the border between Venezuela and Colombia. Lilia, we appreciate your reporting as always.
I'm in Bogotá. I want to make sure that I...
Oh, you are in Bogotá.
That I clarify that.
Oh, very good. Okay. Yeah, we have a locator, actually. My eyes are going.
I'm in Bogotá.
All right. Good to have you there. Thank you.